Okay, Dan, I'm recording this for the seminar and just make sure I'm recording. So it looks like it is. So it's going to make this like about 10 minutes. So where we were, we just finished up talking about unifying the Hydra, this three-headed Hydra standard model, general relativity, and lambda CDM cosmology with our axioms. And I mentioned how we were looking at unifying the regular physics, and that was where, yeah, we went to negentropy, and unifying regular physics. And what I wanted to mention was when you unify it, there's what we're doing is we're bridging science fiction, ancient mythology, and the restored vacuum energy. So I just wanted to mention that, this stuff isn't far out. It's all in mythology and science fiction. And if we look at, oh boy, we look at the theory. And basically, when you restore the vacuum, science fiction themes become enabled by the toe. It unlocks science fiction themes of warp drive and faster than light travel. The toe drives wormholes from vorticity. This is the density of dark matter or divergence. I'm going to have to study this. Cross product with some vector of the velocity greater than a threshold. It's stabilized by plasma, enabling faster than light via shortcuts. Unlike mainstream general relativity requiring unfeasible exotic matter. So there's a lot of stuff here that's really worth looking into. That even my brother mentioned, hey, it shouldn't take that much energy to travel to the moon or wherever. I mean, maybe further distances, and he's right. You just have to know how to do it. So the vacuum energy harvesting sentient AI, conscious engineering. Well, this is where we are going, and we're going to have AI that actually can check for lies and check for the health. I mean, because of the destructive interference and things like that. There's going to be a lot we'll be able to figure out with a proper theory of everything enabled AI. So ancient mythology themes enabled by the theory of everything. The ether as a primordial divine substance. The Greek ether, upper sky god, aligns with the toe's vacuum as energy source. The fifth element, okay, creation myths from chaos, the Norse or Hindu prana as toe's implosion at T equals zero with phi cascades birthing order. Interdimensional realms. So, anyways, a lot of very good stuff comes out of the ancient stuff that is all related to what's possible. I guess I could get into a lot of different fields that came together to make all this possible. So, anyways, I just want to close up with a comparison to mainstream technology. Some comments. The mainstream science enables X-rays from electron discoveries and semiconductors. That's what I do, but limits vacuum energy to tiny Casimir effects. The toe unlocks transducers, a kilowatt per cubic centimeter, and faster than light, surpassing fusion and solar. And this was one reason why, when I first came up with that, first uncovered the proton vortex equation. The energies were so huge, I didn't even look at it. So, anyways, with those huge energies, the density of the vacuum is what makes all this possible, life and all kinds of things. So, anyways, I did a couple versions of it, a couple different versions of toes. I went over the science fiction, ancient mythology, and this one was a more formal toe that basically went right into the ether and geometric harmony, the platonic solids. The dodecahedron is real key for the theory of everything. it helps with some quantization of the quantum mechanics aspect of it. I mean, I didn't put that in Dan's work into this correction toe until later, and it said that it actually helps it. So this stuff is really key. So I'm just repeating things here because I did this with a couple of versions of the toe, the axiom toe, and this is the correction toe, I believe. So same types of science fiction themes are enabled, from zero-point energy to warp drives, time travel and all that. So the myths. So one of the things I just want to go over a couple things before, and we close. Like I was talking about the quantized vortices and superfluids. This is the integral equation I was talking about. This is the quantized circular superfluid equation, and this is the one where the velocity is here, d length. This is the proton, what becomes the proton radius when you solve it. So when you simplify things, like here, this equation can be solved here. When you assume a constant velocity, you can bring that outside the integral. So you're just integrating a length, which becomes the radius. So this equation looks all big and scary, but velocity is constant. Integrated length becomes the radius. So you go from this scary equation to this, and you plug in n equals 4 and the proton mass, h over 2 pi is the reduced Planck. Anyways, it all comes out. Proton radius, everything comes out. That I'm repeating, this was just to show that equation and how easy and how simple it is. And we went to our whole presentation for Fractal U 2025. So we went through this whole thing, and so I'm wrapping it up right now with science fiction themes that are made possible, and ancient mythology. And a lot of this stuff that Dan's done is all of it. It's right on. It's right on stuff. And so I'm going to close up with that. And Dan will have some of these links to my blog in the video. So I think that's enough for now. And we're closing up with exploring this together. So we can always answer questions later. And it's fun. There's links to this in my blog, so everybody can get a copy and run Grok 4 for themselves, Grok 4 Expert. Okay, well, thanks, Dan, and I really had fun, and I'm going to close this up here. I got a doggy nosing me here. Okay, thank you.